Hey everyone, I'm Mimi Hernandez and I'm an herbalist. I'm a registered herbalist with the American Herbalist Guild. I've been an herbalist my whole life. I'm also the author of the National Geographic Herbal, and my website is mimiprunellahernandez.com. Congratulations, Mason, on 10,000 followers. I have 10 questions and responses here to go through. So the first one is, did you choose this path or did the herbalist path choose you? And I have to say the herbalist path definitely chose me. I knew always that I was meant to pursue a career in healing. It's a calling, almost an obsession. That I couldn't ignore, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity to learn, grow, and share my knowledge with others. Being an herbalist is not just a career for me, it's a way of life that brings me immense joy and fulfillment, and I'm honored to have been chosen for that path. I'm so honored and grateful to have a passion in life and something that I can contribute to my community. What does being an herbalist mean to me in my life? Being an herbalist means empowerment. It's a vital part of my life. It empowers me to take care of myself and take care of those around me. It helps me, it gives me a skill set for self-care that's essential, I think, for every household. I'm able to empower my friends, my family to take control of their health and their well-being. One thing that I do to practice my craft every day, this is funny because my husband laughs at me for having multiple drinks in front of me at all times, but I'm a big fan of drinking colorful drinks every day. In fact, I don't ever drink water. I drink infused waters, and I usually drink an assortment of them all the time. So I'm a fan of hydration. So this is elderberry infused water with nice and pink. This is my matcha shot for the afternoon slump. And this is my hibiscus water. Whatever brings your water some colorful vibrance. It just introduces your body to a buffet of phytochemicals to keep your tissues elastic and nourished and sustained. And, you know, these are in many cases potent antioxidants that fight free radicals in your body and prevent chronic illness and chronic inflammation. So that is something that I tell all my clients, to drink colorful infused waters every day. What are my thoughts about the regulation of herbalists? And I do actually get this question a lot, especially since I was the executive director of the American Herbalist Guild for about 11 years. And actually, it's an organization that is not interested in regulation of herbalists, but I'm not in favor of regulation for herbalists. I do believe in the importance of excellence in herbal education, of a high degree of ethics in clinical practice. But I believe strongly that herbalists should have the freedom to practice their craft with a strong emphasis on hands-on plant knowledge and creativity. And there's just something really special to me about the gritty, hands-on herbalists who are deeply connected to the earth and unafraid to get dirty, experimenting in their kitchens. These herbalists have a special relationships with plants, advocating for nature and tending to communities. I believe that this grassroots, nature-centered approach is essential to the practice of herbalism and should be preserved and celebrated. I celebrate the hands-on, earth-grounded, kitchen-centric herbalists that families and communities need, and that doesn't need regulating. What is my vision for the dream and future of herbal medicine in the United States? To see a network of herbalists who actively engage in community care through house calls. I envision a shift from traditional practices where herbalists primarily wait for clients to come to them to a more proactive approach where herbalists actively reach out and offer healing remedies to those in need. I believe in the power of herbalists to make a positive impact by delivering personalized care baskets to neighbors in need. For example, if your neighbor has a cold, why not drop off some elderberry syrup, some nettle soup, some homemade lozenges, some fire cider on their doorstep? Your buddy called and she sprained her ankle. Well, I'm immediately grabbing some comfrey leaves, some Solomon seal oil, some bone broth, and maybe a sunflower leaf liniment in a cute little basket, and I'm heading to her doorstep to tend to her. So this is what I like to see: a culture of community care and proactive herbal medicine. My vision is to see herbalists playing a more active role in supporting the well-being of their neighbors and communities. And this vision, to me, aligns with the traditional roots of herbalism, emphasizing the importance of hands-on healing and connecting with others in a meaningful and impactful way. What is my favorite tool as an herbalist that I'm never without? Well, you've seen my plethora of mason jars. I've got shelves of jars for tinctures, for tonics, for syrups, for storage, for tea, for transporting soups to people in need. But beyond jars, so baskets and ball jars. Baskets, I always have baskets around. Always in my car. I've got an assortment of baskets of all sizes. This basket here is, I'm wilting some holy basil. I wish you could smell this, but I've always got baskets. In fact, one time I went to a grant writing workshop and a lot of university people were there, a lot of business people were there, and I walk in with my basket and my ball jar because I have tea in the ball jar, and I've got, my notes and my notebooks and my laptop in my basket. And I look around the room and everyone's got briefcases and, Stanley thermoses. And I'm just like, oh, can you spot the herbalist in the room? Baskets and ball jars. How do I balance traditional herbal knowledge with modern scientific advancement in my practice? So along my path as an herbalist, from an early stage, I strive to balance traditional herbal knowledge with modern science and intuitive awareness. To me, this integration of principles has been a guiding light in my work and throughout my career. I find that this integration allows me to have a deeper impact on the clients, on the students, because what I saw early on is that students and clients are coming to me and they're coming from different walks of life. And some of them carry the science language and they want you to speak that language, to convince them, to encourage them in that language, using research, using studies, using citations. But other clients, other students come from a traditional lens. They want to hear the stories. They want to know about the cultures. They want to talk about what plant that was that their grandma used to make to help them. And then, also I get people who are deeply sensitive in my practice and in my classroom, people who are very in touch with nature, and maybe they don't need an actual herb to consume. Maybe their healing is sitting by a tree and listening. And so for me, I find it makes more of a difference if I can meet students and meet clients halfway on their language path, and it just makes me a more well-rounded herbalist. And I like to also discern where my herbal knowledge is coming from. So I'm always considering, am I using this herb because I read it in a study, or because what my grandmother taught me, or because it's something that popped up in a meditation. So I'm always considering different avenues of evidence, and all three of those in my mind are balanced forms of evidence for herbs. Name an herb that I have found for a condition that's different from what we usually use them for. All right. Frozen blueberries. Often, we consider frozen blueberries or berries in general for a tonic, for the juice or the fruit that we eat, for anti-inflammatory properties, for building brain health, for cognition, for blood sugar. But I also love using frozen berries topically. I've used frozen berry poultices a lot for burns and irritations, especially in delicate areas like in the genitourinary area. You can take a frozen berry slurry and put it on a pad, and it's just so refreshing, and it pulls out inflammation and it relieves itching, and it just really encourages healing and blood flow. And so I've also found that, taking frozen berries and putting them in the mouth for canker sores or sensitive gums, or maybe a kid just lost his tooth and it's bleeding a lot. So you pack that with a frozen berry. Maybe I bit my tongue, or, recently I had one of those little swollen taste buds, and I just put a frozen berry on there, and it just really helps soothe things. So I'm a big fan of topical frozen berries. A lot of people have frozen berries in their freezer, so use what you got. Who do I go to for health advice? I actually have 2 clinical herbalists that I see for various reasons. I think it's really essential for herbalists to have herbalists and support herbalists. One reason is, for me personally, when I'm coming down with something, or I'm sick, or I'm confronting some kind of health crisis, all my knowledge goes out the window. I'm kind of lost. I'm too sluggish to think about something. So I need someone to bring me herbs. I need someone to tell me what to do. Or if I'm confronting some kind of more complex and chronic situation, I need accountability. I need someone to put me on a protocol. So I have 2 clinical herbalists that I really value in different ways for health advice. The last question is perfect for right now because it's asking me what nutrient-dense snacks I like to make. So, and it's snack time around here. And I love to make these very nutrient-dense crackers, which I'm happy to show off. It's a combination of sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds and chia seeds and flax seeds. And I put poppy seeds from the garden, coriander seeds that I harvested just a while back. Sometimes I put herbs. These have oregano in them right from the garden that I harvested this morning. And you can also roll powders in there. So this is my favorite snack to munch on when I need to sustain my energy. Thank you, everyone. This has been so much fun. Congratulations to HerbRally. Once again, I'm Mimi Hernandez, joining you from the Ponderland in Western North Carolina, foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains. Don't forget to find me and my book at mimiprunellahernandez.com.